Hey everybody, Aaron Kurokawa here. Thought I'd make a short video outlining the potential of government payments and economic assistance this year. Reason for this video is to help with near-term outlook and provide some information as you may begin meeting with your banker. I know they don't always use government payments in their cash flow projections, and definitely not ones that we just speculate on, but any information is good information as far as I'm concerned, because we all know that the projections for the 2026 crop alone, they do not cash flow necessarily. So just thought I would provide some information about what we could be looking forward to this year. I'm going to start with the Farmers Bridge Assistance. This is one we know will happen. This is the $11 billion in aid directed to row crop producers. It is a flat rate based on your 2025 reported acres. So it's a per acre payment. Here's a slide outlining the FBA payment rates per crop. As you can see, wheat we have at 39.35, lentils 23.98, so on and so forth. These listed here are just the crops that we grow in Montana. There are other crops subject to this payment, but I thought I would just display the ones that are most applicable to us. A few other details about the FBA. February 28th this year is when we can expect the FSA to start issuing payments for this program. There are the payment limits per producer of the 155,000, and then also the restrictions on AGI. Switching gears to ARC PLC, for the 2025 program year, you will receive the higher of ARC or PLC. That is different from prior years, but you will receive whichever one triggers the highest payment. Right now it does look like PLC is expected to be the higher payment for wheat, so that's what I'm concentrating on in this presentation. These payments will come out most likely in October, possibly early November, and then there's also payment limits that exist for the ARC PLC programs. Concentrating on PLC, here are some key pieces to know about that payment and how it's calculated. We have the reference price, the effective price. You need to know what your payment yield is at the FSA, how many base acres you have at the FSA, and then the amount of acres for this PLC payment is 85% of your base acres. Calculation for PLC and the PLC payment is your PLC payment rate times your payment yield times 85% of your base acres. And here I thought I would share an example of what a wheat payment would look like for PLC. We do have our reference price that is $6.35. That is a jump from prior years. Right now, we do have an effective price that is still calculating, and this effective price will continue to calculate until May 31st. But as of January this year, our price right now is at $4.90. So you can see there's a $1.45 difference, and that would be your payment rate. The payment yield, which in this example I'm using 30 bushels, but you need to find that out at the FSA office what your payment yield is, but I'm using 30 bushel for this example. Base acres, in this example I'm using 2,000 acres, so your payment acres are 85% of that, which equals 1,700 acres. So calculation is a reference price of $6.38 minus the $4.90 effective price gives you $1.45 per bushel times 30 bushels and times the amount of payment acres you have, 1,700. That would equal a payment on this farm of $73,950 or $36.98 per base acre. And here's a few things to keep your eye on for 2026. The ARC PLC decision that is getting pushed back from the March 15th date. We don't have a specific date at this point, but we do know it's probably going to happen around acreage reporting time. The 2025 SEO and ECO yield announcements will happen mid-May. We do have the prices already for those two options. We just need to get the yields, and once we get those, and if either of these two trigger, the payments will be issued shortly after that, or the indemnities will be issued shortly after that. SDRP top-up payment. The SDRP payments that were issued last year, we only received 35% of what the total amount was on those applications, and they did that just to make sure all the farms received their payment and that there was funds available. If there's any monies left in that program, they will issue a top-up payment. From what I'm told, there will be some sort of top-up payment. We just don't know the amounts yet. And then there is an additional government payment that they are starting to talk about now, up to $17 billion. That is a little more than this FBA payment that will be coming out. So we'll have to look out for that. Also hearing that they might get rid of the maximum payment amount for that one. No promises, but I thought I would just share that. Here's a short disclaimer. This presentation is just for information only. Details may change. I filmed this on January 26th of 2026. We do have some calculating still to do on a lot of this information, so I just thought I would share that all of the details here aren't set in stone, and these are just to provide information to help you moving forward. If you have any questions regarding any of this information, please reach out, and I'll continue to do some short videos to help us get through this year. Thank you.